Hey there, you can see this return to instructor view. So what I did is I took my Achieve and I set it on student view so I can step through and show you how that works. Okay. So the first thing I'll do is I'll click here on Unit 2 and just show you this is the new information that I put up. And so it has a chapter 2 overview and then section 1, 2, 3, chapter 2, section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. And then down here are three assignments. There's Stat Tutor, and Stat Tutor. And then up here is a final assignment, Chapter 2 Learning Curve, describing distributions with numbers. And I'm going to show you about this in just a second. So first things first, the course content, you can either just show it in this linear fashion, or you can show it on the calendar. Now the calendar doesn't actually show the new content. It's down here in February 4th, so this coming Friday. But you can click on, say, a stat tutor here, and you can start marching through it. I'm not going to, because Stat Tutor is actually like a video lesson. It's got a PowerPoint, but with a voiceover. And it stops every 60 to 90 seconds and gives you a couple of multiple choice questions to answer about what you just watched. They're only 5 or 6 minutes. They're not real long. So you just watch for a minute, answer a couple of questions, watch for another minute or two, answer a couple of questions. Now, if you look at the points total, let me see if I can go back. Back to course content. There we go. If you go back to the course content, you'll see that the stats tutor, you can see that the learning curve is worth 20 points, but the stats tutors are worth 10 points each. So those should be pretty much free points. I mean, just a little bit of paying attention while it's going, and in 5 or 6 minutes, you should have a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. They are not hard questions. So these are meant to kind of hit some of the topics that may not be really familiar. And if they are familiar to you, great. That means that you're really doing really well for the course, that it's a lot more review information. What I do want to do is I want to go over a learning curve. Okay. So again, stat tutors, 10 points each, 5 or 6 minutes of watching a kind of a voiceover with a PowerPoint and just answering a couple of questions every minute or two. Okay, what is learning curve? Oh, and so let's see if we can get this started. All right. This is the personalized study plan. Let's go. Okay, so you're going to see a light blue bar and a dark blue bar that are filling this up. And basically, how you know what symbol tells us to add all the numbers. Okay, so this sum tells us to add all the numbers. Submit. Correct. Okay, let's go to next question. And you can see that the dark blue bar, right? We have one question worth of dark blue bar. Approximately blank percent of the data is greater than the first quartile. Okay, I don't know. Let's see if we can get this. I would think that about 75% is greater than the first quartile. Yes, that's the first quarter of data. And let me miss one on purpose. The central box in the box plot shows between, let's just get this wrong, okay? So the correct answer is not this, and you can, if you think that the question is actually wrong, you can challenge it. That's fine, but I was just gonna show you, it does go back and show you what the question was, what your answer was, and that it was wrong, but if you need help, it lets you click on the ebook page. So it'll take you directly in the ebook to the place where it goes over this material. You can get a hint. It does notice it reduces your points, but if you've tried it a couple times and you don't think you can get it any other way, yeah, sure, get a hint. And then showing the answer is no points. Okay. And let's see what we're gonna do here. Let's get a hint. Think about which values are given in a box plot. They come from the 5-number summary, which is the min. the first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and the maximum. So let me try that guess. Okay, yay. We get to go to next question. Let me mention that has, I'm going to do this one. I'm pretty sure it's wrong. Watch this bar. See, so the bar is light blue or that shaded blue because we haven't gotten it right. So notice that this blue bar has gotten really small and show answer, no points. Okay. Next question. So again, it doesn't matter where this light blue bar gets to. I'm trying to fill up the whole learning curve bar with dark blue. Okay, so let me just explain this to you. It's overall 80% correctness. You don't have to get every single learning curve question correct, but you do need to get enough correct. Okay. The mean standard deviation are always valid measures for describing a distribution unless there is a strong, I'm pretty sure they want skew here. Yay, got that one right. So notice that every time I get one right, it shows the blue bar, which is 58 out of 750. So you need to get 750 total points to complete this, but those are the ones that are in dark blue. All right. So if you have a big light blue part of the bar coming out here, that's something you're not getting right. So the proportion of questions you need to get right is 80% or more. Obviously, if you get 90% or 95% correct, you're going to finish much quicker. But this is why it's called learning curve. It's got a series of random questions from the different sections, and it just keeps going. And you get to answer the questions. Again, remember, if you need help, you get one wrong and you can go down, and there are different ways to get help. Go to that section of the book, get a hint, or show the answer, which is no points. Okay, so what I am going to do is take a break. And you can see there are different sections of questions. Sometimes it's about the mean and the median, sometimes it's about the quartiles, sometimes it's about the 5-number summary and box plot, sometimes it's about the standard deviation, and sometimes it's about choosing measures of center and variability. And you can see I've got 100%, 100%, 100%, and 20%. So overall, I'm doing okay. This is just how you can tell. You don't have to be 80% in each one of these categories. You just have to be 80% overall. But this lets you know if there's an area that you're struggling on, then this will show you a study plan for getting information about these kinds of questions. All right. So that's my overview of Achieve. Let me go back home in my course, so I can click on my course. And so these are the new Unit 2 or the new assignments. Notice that as soon as they're in progress, of course, it still tells you the deadline over here, Friday night before midnight. As a hint, do the Stat Tutor assignments first. Even though the learning curve is here at the top, don't do it first. Why? Just wait for the end. Trust me, it will help you. These Stat Tutors will help you cover some of the more difficult information. Make sure you remember it. If it is review, it'll help you review the important parts. So hopefully after you've done the Stat Tutor, the learning curve will be much easier. Notice that there aren't any deadlines on the chapter, so I'm not assigning the chapter as reading. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just not assigning it. I'm not checking that in Achieve. And again, if you're struggling, Learning Curve will show you, and you can click and go to the specific chapters you need to recover. But I would suggest at least glancing over the information so you know what it is. And if it's unfamiliar information, then work through that section before you try the Stat Tutors and the learning curves. Okay, so that's a good brief overview. There is a grade book and an ebook and a My Course. So this is the My Course area here, which you can switch to calendar. You have a grade book, which I'll let you explore, and then you have the ebook, which just gives you content. Um, and of course, there are sections in the ebook. And as you click on these, they reveal themselves. All right. Um, just seeing how much they have. See, and I only put 6 sections of the book over just to show you, what the most important stuff is. There are a couple extra sections. So no matter what area of the book that the learning curve questions come from, if you click on "Give me some help," it will take you to the area of the book that will help you on that specific question. Okay, so post some questions in Teams if you have any, but hopefully this will help you understand how I expect you to get through the online section of this course. Have a great day, everybody.